Okay, everybody. This particular drama, if you want to call it that, is bizarre, to say the least. So, as many of you guys know, and I actually earlier in the stream made a joke about this tendency I'm about to talk about. As many of you guys know, there's a tendency for right-wing, conservative, grift bro YouTubers that do gaming content to complain about how, like, oh, in this game remake, the woman's ass is slightly smaller than in this original version of the game, or they put her in a less revealing outfit, or they did censorship by making it so this character wears a new costume that's less revealing. You know, like that kind of thing. Like, they endlessly complain about any time where, like, a character who's a woman that shows a lot of skin shows less skin in some new project that gets created. They call it, like, the woke, you know, sort of influence on games and media. Well, this one is quite interesting because it kind of ties in with another conservative tendency, which is to claim that modern day gaming and, like, modern day woke game developers are so afraid of having attractive women in their games that they're, like, trying to boyify them. That's not, I'm not even joking, by the way. That's not like me exaggerating or making a joke out of what they claim. That is what they say they believe. They think that modern game devs are trying to masculinize female characters and make them less pretty in order to make gamers gay is unironically a take I've heard many times from large figures with big platforms and lots of influence too. But the funniest thing is that it usually comes from a place of complete ignorance of, like, the process of developing these games or, like, the actual games themselves. Most of these content creators haven't even played said game or don't even know anything about it, but are just talking about it and making videos about it for the sake of, you know, farming engagement. And the funny thing is here that now TheQuartering is doing just that. So TheQuartering's made a video with just the most embarrassing thumbnail. Spider-Man 2 and Starfield get backlash that reveals insane hypocrisy. Hashtag Buttgate. You know I have to show the clip where he pisses in his basement at the end of the segment, right? Like, at the end, I'm going to show the clip of him pissing in his basement. Every time we cover him, we have to show that clip without fail. I'm glad you guys know that. Anyway, apparently this video he's made that we're about to cover is on a tweet that went viral and got a community notes add-on, like one of those little note features they've got on Twitter where, like, someone can add context to a post to, like, fact check it or, you know, add more to the story. But this guy named Xbox Battlegrounds, probably some, like, sub-fridge temp IQ console war account, posted, "You be the judge, hashtag Spider-Man 2, hashtag Starfield." And you've got an image of, I guess that's Mary Jane from Spider-Man 2, the game, and it's her ass. And then you've got an image of a character from Starfield, and it's her ass. And, you know, the girl, like, Mary Jane's wearing, like, mom jeans, you know, looks good, you know, looking good. She's looking good. But this character's wearing a space-age skin tight, like, pants. But even then, like, you know, the contest is... There's no contest here, all right? We know who's winning the butt contest, obviously. Regardless, though, we get this little community notes feature that gets added here for a bit of context. The poster has digitally altered the photo on the right. They are using the Voluptuous Bodies for Beauties Starfield mod. How fucking fast did these Coomer degenerate Bethesda game players manage to make porn mods? That is actually crazy how fast they were. How much do you think they were able to port over from Fallout and Skyrim, though, to be fair? Like, they're the same game. The Voluptuous Bodies for Beauties Starfield mod to enhance the curves of female NPCs. So, This guy just straight up used a mod to alter the body of this character and then compared it to a default character from, like, Spider-Man's PlayStation game. And the right got really mad about the community post and defended the guy who posted it, despite the fact that it was, you know, not accurate. Like, he's lying. He's just deliberately lying, and you can tell, because, like, that I'm pretty sure the asses aren't that big in the game. So, TheQuartering has put out a video to defend the guy, and in the title, he claims Spider-Man 2 and Starfield caused meltdown after juicy upgrade. Does he think it was like a update, or is he aware that it's a mod? I don't know. Let's see. He starts every video with some cringe like meme edit from a movie or a TV show, so get ready to cringe. I'll probably we're gonna skip this. Oh yeah, it's like a whole 30 seconds long. We're skipping it. I'm not letting him trick us into thinking that his content is entertaining by showing a meme video at the start and then it like going into his boring rant.
At the core, one of the core tenets of my content has always been the video game industry and a lot of the woke nonsense that goes on there.
Jesus Christ. You know, it's funny because whenever you're outside of the politics sphere, it's gotten to the point where the way these people talk is ironic and a joke to your average, like, person, like your average normie or, like, normal person. Like, I go into my friends' Discord servers where they aren't into politics, and they make jokes about how people like this talk, and they say, like, oh, woke Mario pronouns, ironically, because they think it's so ridiculous to be nonstop triggered over this shit. And I get so used to saying that stuff and joking about that stuff, ironically, with my friends on Discord, that I get into a call, or not into a call, I get on stream, sorry, and I react to one of these videos, and they talk like that completely unironically, and it just blindsides me, and I remember, oh fuck, this hasn't fully died off to the extent that this is like an ancient era of the internet that's like as ironic as calling somebody an SJW unironically. Like, imagine someone calling another person an SJW unironically nowadays. They'd look like an idiot. That word has long since lost its value and meaning long ago. Woke is the new term for SJW. And it's going the way of the term SJW as we speak. So it's just kind of interesting to watch them still kind of like try to keep that culture going. Also, TheQuartering's viewer count is really dropping. For those of you guys who want some good news, this video actually only has 29,000 views in 4 hours, which is pretty low for his 1.5 million sub count. Most of the uploads he's doing, like, some of them get to 100,000 views, some of them, but rarely. And you gotta remember, this guy was regularly, without fail, pulling 500k minimum views on every video. He's drank his short-term memory away and he thinks he's back in 2015. That is an interesting theory. He is an alcoholic. Most of these content creators tend to be, like, just bumbling alcoholics. It's really sad. I enjoy a little bit of weed on stream because it makes things giggly and fun, but these guys get straight up hammered on every stream. In every video, they are drunk. Like, he is drunk in this video, I guarantee it. Listen for the telltale signs, though I did speed up the video here, so it'll be a bit harder to tell. Listen for the telltale signs of a drunk person talking, and you will hear it. These guys exist in a non-stop drunken stupor.
This year, there's actually a lot of people, or a lot of the big video game titles, have relatively avoided controversy. Games like Starfield did have their pronoun nonsense. Spider-Man 2...
Dude, I didn't even know this until recently, but the hilarious thing as well with the Starfield pronouns thing is that when you select your character, when you make your character in Starfield, like you select your sex, right? Like male or female. If you select male and you do like the finalizing your character thing, your pronouns, which are like a little option you get on the bottom, are automatically selected to he, him. and if you do female, they're automatically selected to she, her. You have to actively go out of your way and select the pronouns option and change it from something from the cis option that was designated to you when you picked male or female to something else. Like, even if it wasn't that, it would still not be a big deal. But the fact that it really was that non-invasive of a system, that you really had to go looking for it to be mad about it, just adds so much to the absurdity of the drama that these people perpetuated. By the way, the people who defend and watch this type of content defend the Starfield pronouns rant. You guys know that, right? Like, there are still a sizable amount of people who watch this content and they defend this because they see it as they see this as him standing up for his beliefs.
Out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring!
He's drunk here too, yeah, but the people who watch that content and enjoy it, they defend that. They don't see that as cringe or an indication they're on the wrong side of things because, holy fuck, look how mad he is about, like, the tiniest thing in a video game. Not only do they defend that, but they still maintain they're on the winning side of things culturally, and that the only reason games are woke now is because, quote, a loud minority has tricked multi-billion-dollar companies into thinking they're the paying audience, and so they're pandering to that audience, but then also these games are still, like, massive bestsellers. The Last of Us 2 is the best example. That game literally was the biggest, like, the most selling PlayStation game of all time on its release day, by the end of the 24-hour period from its release.
Did have its woke ideology stuff, but this is a different kind of controversy going on. I'll probably try.
Yeah, you really have to go out of your way. Oh, on top of that, there was another, when he says woke ideology stuff in Starfield, he's referring to another thing they got mad about too, which is even more ridiculous. There's a character that you apparently meet in Starfield who's a clone, like she's a woman, and you meet her and she lets you know that she's a clone of a man. Not trans or anything like that, just that her DNA was, like, originally from a guy. Now, if you know anything about cloning, you know that, like, you could theoretically make a, like, opposite sex clone of someone. Like, that is a thing. But a lot of these guys don't recognize that. They don't know that. They just immediately see a woman who vaguely hints at the idea of once being a man in their interpretation and immediately lose their mind. And so they deemed that character trans. An interesting thing the right has started to do with a lot of, a bit like Bad Batch, yeah. Anyway, something the right has started to do a lot lately is when they can't find instances of wokeness or trans people or representation in media, they create it. They make it up. If they need something to be woke, they make it up. They heard that there was a trans character in The Last of Us 2, and they saw a muscular woman, and so to them, Abby became trans. And to this day, right-wingers who have not played that game and shit on it claim Abby is trans. They claim they played the game, and yet they still say that, you know, like, okay, if you say you played the game, I totally believe you. And it's countless examples of things like that, of right-wingers saying, oh yeah, I totally consumed insert piece of media. It was awful and woke, and the wokeness ruined it, but it was also poor quality in other aspects too. They won't list any of those other aspects, though. They're all very very vague platitudes. Stuff like, it's uninspired, it's a cash grab, stuff like that. Nothing you can really, like, hang on to, nothing tangible.
Out both of these games at some point in my life, he said, as his backlog got larger and larger. But For right now, I want to introduce you to perhaps the most important conversation going on the internet right now, and that is Spider-Man 2 Starfield Buttgate. That's right, Buttgate. There is a post going around the internet with 5.7 million views, a couple thousand likes.
All right, once again, obviously TheQuartering's like an Elon Musk simp, so he actually believes the view count on tweets on Twitter. He actually believes the view count is real. Or at least he claims and talks like the view count is real. For those that don't know, it's been like literally confirmed, proven definitively that the view count on a tweet is not real. It's literally how many times the tweet scrolled down someone's page. That means the same person. The same person refreshing their timeline and scrolling down the same tweet again counts as a view. Doesn't matter if they stop on it, if they scrolled through at 1,000,000 miles a second, even if like audio didn't play on the video attached to it, it counts as a view. And on top of that, it's also inflated. Not gonna lie though, if my job was to rant about woke culture, I'd probably be an alcoholic too. Yeah, it is a pretty sad, miserable life. Not to mention, isn't TheQuartering's wife like guaranteed cheating on him too? Obviously, I wanted to play this clip earlier, but I'll play the beginning of it because it's more relevant. But there were two things I wanted to play. So the first bit of evidence I want to show you is TheQuartering's cuck fantasy about Gina Carano, okay? So it is very clear, like, already, from the get-go, he has the cuck fetish. This is him, I think, reviewing an interview he did with Gina Carano, too. So it's, like, really weird that he says this while reviewing his real-life interview he did with her, but let's watch.
I could do an excellent on-screen romance where, like, I'm the best friend. I'm like her best friend, but I pine after her. And then she just keeps banging all these other dudes. And then I'm like all sad. And then she like realizes that I was me all along, and that she comes to, you know, and then she comes to realize it. And then we live happily ever after. Like, I think we could do that. I mean, that's what I think. I just mean, like, I think it's there. She could just keep hooking up with fit dudes, MMA dudes. And then like, they don't make her laugh, you know? They don't get her. And then there's me. I'm just like, oh, hey, Gina. Oh, you look tired. Did you bang another dude tonight? Oh, sweet. And then like my heart's breaking, you know?
That just exists. That just
Gina
exists.
And I could do
Oh, sorry, it just replayed for no reason. That just exists, and the sad part is most of his fans don't even know it exists. Like, most of his fans don't know that clip exists and haven't seen that. And if they did, they wouldn't be his fans anymore. Like, so much of this is all about just exposing people who have been, like, brainwashed by this content and don't know any better to the shit these content creators don't want them to see. Like, at that point, it's like, oh. You know, that was some big, in large part, how I got out of the conservative rat nest of content, was finding out shit about these content creators that they wouldn't want me to see. Makes them look bad. And then, of course, there's the... We'll watch the rest of this clip at the end of the segment, but I just want to show you the beginning of it, because it's relevant to my point that TheQuartering is an unironic cuck.
You never know. You never know. Maybe I'm going to pee in my trash can down here. I don't know. My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. So I'm going to win this round. And
Pizza. He's very drunk there, too. You can tell how drunk and sad he is. Like, pissing in his basement, talking about how his wife is going out to get pizza without him. Like, the fuck? Anyway, let's continue.
that is, of course, triggering all of the right people. You have a situation here where we have You Must Be the Judge.
Yeah, she's getting that meat lovers pizza. Yeah, you're right, a pillow. She's getting a meat lovers pizza.
Xbox Battlegrounds, you see to me, it's the Starfield Starfield wins this. I'm talking about the video game, guys. I'm not objectifying anybody. You know, I'm not objectifying.
The funny thing is I just outright said Starfield girl wins the ass contest here at the beginning of the segment, and he's doing like some weird like, huh, I'm totally not creepy and sexist thing. It's unironically creepier to make a comment like that, all like, haha, unless, but not really, haha, unless, than to just outright state it, dude. Like, it's funnier if you just say, holy shit, that's a nice ass, than if you just go, huh, you know, I'm not talking about her ass, guys, but, you know, the Starfield definitely wins. I'm talking about the game, not her body. I'm not objectifying her. Like, which one is more creepy?
Anybody. So for me, obviously, I think I'm a bigger fan of the Starfield game. I'm a lesser, like the Spider-Man 2 game. It feels a little flatter. The game feels a little flatter. But anyway, of course, this is objectifying women. Now, fake digital.
Well, I honestly, at this point, don't think anybody makes the argument that it's objectifying women. Not to mention, this is a mod, by the way. But I don't think anybody's making the argument anymore that this is objectifying women or that, like, gamers want to objectify women. It's just a blatant, like, fact. Like, it's just a statement that is made by people on the left that, like, horny gamer bros, like, just want women to be eye candy. It's not really an argument. We're not, like, it's not up for debate. Like, it's, yeah, that's not, like, a thing we're trying to argue. It is a descriptive statement we're making. The argument we do make is that people like this guy's obsession with the sexualization of female characters being as, you know, prevalent as possible. We make the argument that it's creepy, and it indicates that he's a weirdo who is probably an incel that most women wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And the woman who he did get lucky enough to actually touch him is probably actively out cheating on him as we speak. We can only hope.
Pixelated women, but all of the right people are mad about it. I'm gonna, before I show their rage, okay, super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge.
God, these people are just shameless grifters, dude. Look how much of the video is sponsorship. Look how much of the video is sponsorship. It's like he just wanted to make a video to get a sponsorship out. Like, what is he even going to be able to say about this that takes up the time length of this video?
Make sure you go ahead and check them out. Now, the video game industry has long whined and complained about quote-unquote men objectifying women.
What does this even mean? I like how these people are so vague in the phrasing they use. What does he mean by that? Does he mean game journalists? Does he mean developers? Does he mean, like, the executives, the top of video game publishers? What does he mean by that? What he probably means is this, like, amorphous amalgamation of all these things. But I've noticed lately, more than game journalists or even the executives at the top of the publishers, these types of gamer news, like, coverage type guys, from Asmongold to TheQuartering, have started blaming devs more than ever. In, like, a really weird way. Like, oh, this game was bad, all the devs should be fired, it's the devs' fault. Or, oh, this game has some cringy woke shit in it, all those devs are woke and awful and they need to be fired, and this is why they should be paid less. Have you not noticed this, like, argument becoming more prevalent? The idea that, like, any issue you have with a game is the fault of the devs? With this blatant showing of a lack of knowledge that the devs are literally just the people who get told what to do and do the work. Like, they're allowed to have ideas, sure, but there's big money people at the top that make the decisions. Xanderhall, they are putting the concept the big game companies are infiltrated by woke people. Yeah, that's basically the argument they're trying to make, yeah.
Now, we know that this is generally a issue that ugly women, smelly women have.
So this is also one of their arguments, that, like, the women who argue that they don't like women being objectified in games is like bad. I'm not going to say anything other than let me show you one of the more prevalent women in the games industry as a developer and as like she is a known feminist who has spoken out against this shit. And you can just give me you guys can just make your own opinion on whether or not you think the Quartering's evaluation of his detractors applies.
Dear God.
This is Alana Pierce, one of the like most prominent women in the gaming industry. She worked on God of War, both games, Ragnarok and the 2018 one, I believe, and is also like a game journalist and like blogger, vlogger. I forget which term's correct, and is also pretty left leaning and publicly open about it.
Gosh, I look tired. I effectively have insomnia at the moment for the first time in my life. It's very weird for me. If you didn't.
Here's an example of the evil woke devs that the Quartering's complaining about. Very you know, very stereotypically applies to the example the Quartering used. No, but in all seriousness, the Quartering being the guy to levy an allegation that the people that disagree with him are ugly is absolutely hilarious. The Quartering is objectively in the very low tiers of what you would rate guys in their attractiveness. He literally has a neck beard, is overweight, has a horrible personality, smells bad, no doubt, from drinking, because if you drink a lot, there's no way you smell good. You just can't. Like, plays video games all day and, like, makes videos in his basement about how women are awful and ugly and disgusting, surrounded by toys in his basement as, like, a, 30, 40-year-old man? Late 30s, early 40s man? He's got gray in his beard. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just a little funny, right? Like, is it not a little funny that he just said that when he is him?
You don't see a lot of good-looking women whining about guys saying they're good-looking. It's usually like sweaty, overweight women with brightly colored hair and leftist politics living in their parents' basement in their 40s. They're the ones.
You're literally in a basement in your 40s surrounded by toys while your wife is out getting pizza without you, dude. Okay, so this guy is just hardcore projecting, right? Like, we're literally going to watch a video in a minute of him pissing in his basement. I think that stands for itself.
Ones that seem to have a big problem with objectifying women. There's nothing wrong with being, picking Starfield as a game over Spider-Man 2 as a game. Okay? But you see a lot of people, this is so pathetic. This is pathetic on so many levels. Blah, 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 blah. Although,
this is literally like, do you guys remember when we watched the Destiny no bullshit debate recently? And he started doing, like, no bullshit started doing exactly that when Destiny would talk. You have to remember, no bullshit literally came in and started, or sorry, the Quartering came in and started growing right as no bullshit started dying and took his place. The Quartering got kicked out of the Magic the Gathering community because of big sexual harassment allegations he got. Basically, he was sexually harassing cosplayers and women at Magic the Gathering events and was banned from all Magic the Gathering Wizards of the Coast events for life. And there was like a big drama about how he had done sexual harassment, but in that time, being a victim of Me Too was a very marketable thing, so he blew up on the back of his sexual harassment allegations. He got famous off of being banned for life from all Wizards of the Coast events for sexually harassing women cosplayers. He was creeping on them and got banned by the company that makes D&D, Magic the Gathering, I think. I think they also do Warhammer, maybe. I may be wrong on that. I don't know, though. They do a lot of the tabletop, like, nerd shit that you know is them. And he's banned from all that shit because he was sexually harassing women. And that's what he got famous off of, being a victim of Me Too. Not Warhammer? Okay, my bad. Warhammer's something else then. That's Games Workshop. Thank you. I always mix up Wizards of the Coast and Games Workshop. I'm not really in that world. Like, I'm very much like, I have like 1 foot in that world, you know? Like, I'm very much like just getting into it.
Cyberpunk 2077 as a game also looks like it could be pretty good too. It could be. It could be. Spider-Man 2 possibly. I don't know. There's a lot of, you see this. This is
Hold on, wait, can I... Oh, this is even better. Hold on. TheQuartering search history. Oh. This is so good. This is from back in 2021. On his stream today, TheQuartering search history brought up Reddit forced cream pie. You can see he's drunk as fuck in the screenshot too. Dude, he's just a gooner. Like, the people who complain about this shit are just gooners. Like, if this unironically upsets you, forced, yeah. You can guess what he's into. Yeah, listen, guys, we all know what is true of all conservatives. Yes, he is into rapey shit. He's into rape porn. Yeah, his politics is he's a degenerate gooner, yes.
Insane. No way console wars have stooped this low. Keep it up, y'all. I love the entertainment. Getting all these, I don't get my meat beaten material from video games, but okay.
We're just not going to hear a single argument from him, right? It's just going to be like him reading comments with thousands of likes, making fun of him, and like, that's his argument? Just read comments with thousands of likes that disagree with you in a joke voice, and that's it?
All these loser men filling this thread with weirdo white knighting for women that they don't even know. And by the way,
well, they're women that aren't real, right? And why does it have to be white knighting? There used to be a time where the term white knighting had value, when like a dude, like for example, let me think of a time like white knighting would be a valid example, like a real example I've seen. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a good example. DJ Mule. DJ Mule was white knighting Bad Bunny. That is a good example of like using the term white knighting. That's absolutely a apt example. White knighting just isn't when you have an opinion that is vaguely feminist. That's not what white knighting is. That's what conservatives try to use as an insult to anybody that disagrees with them. Remember, like 80% of conservative politics is just insulting anyone who dares disagree with them, while also saying the left hates and disparages anyone that disagrees with them.
Any normal woman that you politely would say, hey, I think you're pretty, you're beautiful. They like that. Non-toxic women like compliments. And by the way, ladies, don't be afraid to tell men. A lot of
do we really? Is this what we're coming back to? Because is this like his way of saying, of like insulting the women that accused him? TheQuartering inciting harassment against female cosplayer on YouTube. TheQuartering / Jeremy Dale Hambley. Jeremy Hambley, aka TheQuartering, harasses woman female cosplayer Christine Sprinkle on YouTube and incites his online audience to do the same. Timestamp 1207. I mean, obviously, but I'm talking about his getting banned from. Yeah, here it is. Back in 2017, Magic the Gathering cosplayer quits over harassment, forcing Wizards to speak up. Wizards of the Coast, the company behind popular trading card game Magic the Gathering, is speaking up about harassment and cyberbullying after a popular cosplayer publicly left the community following months of alleged abuse from a YouTube user and his subscribers. On November 24th, cosplayer Christine Sprinkle tweeted that she was unloading her Magic the Gathering costumes and cosplay gear in the wake of months of harassment. Sprinkle, who has been contracted by Wizards of the Coast in the past and is considered one of the most popular cosplayers in the Magic scene, spoke about harassment she suffered after Jeremy Hambley, a controversial YouTuber who is seen as a toxic member of the community by other YouTubers and personalities, posted a degrading video about her and other cosplayers. Quote, It has been a rough year, Sprinkle said on her Twitter account, which she has since made private, and I have blocked and not said anything about him because I want it to die, but without a doubt, MTG headquarters / unsleeved media / TheQuartering has made my life hell. He's got tons of channels. He does content farms on. He's got like a handful of YouTube channels. Has made my life hell this whole year with his unnecessary videos, tweets about me and other members of Magic. Hambly operates 2 popular Magic-oriented YouTube accounts, Unsleeved Media with 153,000 subscribers, TheQuartering with close to 24,000 subs at the writing of this video. Back in 2017, he only had 24,000 subs. One of the videos Hambly posted about Sprinkle has since been taken down by YouTube for violating the company's policy on harassment and bullying. Tweets from Hambly referred to the now removed video as playset of beta white knights protecting Sprinkle from literal email assault. And playset of beta white knights prevent rape of MTG cosplayer Sprinkle. So as we can see, he's got a history of using the term white knight in context of this type of thing. Upon request from a copy of a video that was removed by YouTube, Hambly told Polygon that he didn't have a version saved that he could send to us, as it was a live stream and I don't have a local copy, Hambly said. He has appealed the strike and expects to win. Sprinkle told Polygon via Facebook Messenger that things have gotten much worse since the harassment began months ago. Anyway, yeah. So basically he ended up... That's not even like that's the end of the story. That's not even the beginning. Like, that's not even why he was banned. Here it is. Jeremy Hambly's Magic the Gathering harassment ban, also known as MagicGate, refers to a controversy surrounding the banning of YouTuber Jeremy Hambly from attending Magic the Gathering events due to complaints alleging the harassed cosplayer Christine Sprinkle. On June 5th, 2017, Hambly uploaded a video titled Playset of Beta White Knights Prevent Rape of MTG Cosplayer at CS Sprinkle Run, so we added her too, on the Unsleeved After Dark channel. While the video has since been removed by YouTube, an archived version is available at the Internet Archive. In the video, Hambly posted a video criticizing cosplayer Christine Sprinkle for complaining about harassment she had received on social media, claiming she was attempting to drive Patreon donations by pretending to be a victim. That's literally what he does. In mid-November 2017, Sprinkle announced she was quitting Magic the Gathering following the harassment she had received due to Hambly's videos. So, yeah, this is literally just him trying to insult the woman that he had made a video about. What? Imagine making a title like that. Jesus Christ.
A lot of men don't get a lot of
he got banned for sexual harassment.
Compliments. And, you know, it's hard out there for men sometimes. But before we get to all the butthurt, you know, this is not, you know, this is something that, you know, every Kotaku, Polygon, all these, you know, Anita Sarkeesian grifted millions of dollars on this, right?
Jesus Christ. So for those that don't know what actually happened with Anita Sarkeesian is she asked for like $4,000 to make an internet show, and then her fans donated more than that. And so she took longer on the series to actually reinvest the extra donations her fans sent her past her set dono limit, or her dono, like, asking goal. And so she took longer on the series, and the right claimed that that was her, like, scamming her fans, but it wasn't her fans who were mad. It was just them claiming to speak for her fans. And also, it wasn't millions. It was 80,000, I think, was how much she raised. And she made that series. Oh, she got 400,000? Okay. That's quite a bit of money, but it's not millions. Jesus Christ. Like, she's certainly influential, and I don't agree with everything she says, but it's just certainly deranged. And him calling someone a grifter is quite funny.
Anita Sarkeesian grifted millions of dollars by talking about women are being objectified, right? It's only objectification, though, when men do it. It's cool and based when women do it. Here's a perfect example. The literal League of... Now, by the way, I don't care. I think you're allowed to say a fictitious character.
So this is an instance where one of these people is actually capable of forming a coherent thought. Yes, we actually do have some substantial double standards in our society that are kind of weird. But at the same time, let's not pretend like someone posting the opposite version of this tweet wouldn't be weird. Or wouldn't be like not weird. What's the I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right way to phrase it. It's hard to find words sometimes. If someone posted a version of this where it's a meme of them reaching through the screen to touch, I don't know, Riven's boobs or Riven's thighs. Yeah. Or abs, yes. The abs would be good too. Riven also has abs, funnily enough. That it would actually work here as well. Hey, don't weird champ me, motherfucker. Don't weird champ me, okay? Literally all League characters, except for the underage ones, are made to be eye candy, okay? Don't weird champ me. You hold on. Okay, listen, alright? You want to see some acceptable gooning around games, alright? Listen, guys, I know we hate League. Everybody hates League, but the only good thing about League is not League, which is its cinematics, okay? You tell me. Wait, hold on. This is her. Yeah, Draven's like, holy shit. Yeah, Draven's also a man of culture. Fuck, dude. Anyway. That's a game cinematic. They were doing that on purpose. Anyway, with that in mind, though, if someone uploaded a meme of this version, but it's them, like, reaching into the screen to touch Riven's thighs, people would like the meme. People would laugh. There'd be, like, one or two snowflake woke scold types complaining about how it's sexist or objectifying. Like, that's always going to be a thing. You can't, like, you literally cannot blame like an entire political group for the fact that in existence there will always be insane people in that group. The problem is with the right, it's everybody, and their entire worldview is fundamentally fucked. But in the case of the left, they see like one tweeter say something insane, they're like, this is what the left is like. And it's like, okay, but if we do that with the right and we show a video of a Nazi or a conservative going mask off with Nazi shit and say, damn, they're all like this, you'll get mad and say you can't generalize that way. Because, of course, they don't actually care about having an honest dialogue. They just want to make epic owns against the left. But, barring that, though he is dishonestly making this point, it is a valid argument. We do have certain double standards when it comes to the objectification of men compared to the objectification of women. Notably, around it's mostly socialization, okay? When women get objectified, regardless of what TheQuartering tells you, at least in real life and even online, it's usually pretty discomforting for a variety of reasons. Having a stranger comment on your appearance out of nowhere is very off-putting when you're a woman and it's a guy. If a girl does it, it's actually, like, endearing. Like, I've literally seen, whenever I was dating Lonnie, she would, like, stop all the time to compliment random women in public on their clothing. And it was like, I would never do this. But when women do it, it's completely normal, because it's not threatening, it's not weird, it's not imposing in any way. It's a socially normalized interaction. But a random guy walking up to a woman he's never met that she does, and the guy she doesn't know, commenting on her appearance is really weird and not socialized, and no one's socialized to view that as normal. Now, if you're in a situation where it's reasonable to give a compliment, like you work like a service job behind the desk and like someone comes in and says, oh, you look nice today, and it's like not a weird compliment, but you know, something nice, just a basic statement, something that compliments you but tastefully, then that's fine. That's normalized. But a random stranger going about their business, no. No. And unfortunately, online it's the same case. A lot of the time, you'll see, like, go to any woman's social media posts who regularly posts any form of selfies. You will likely find on each post at least a dozen accounts that are just random dudes she knows commenting like something indicating she's attractive, like commenting like heart emojis, fire emojis, heart smiley face emojis or something like that. That's extremely common. And most of the time it's harmless, right? It's nothing weird. But a lot of women have experienced online stalking from guys like that. Like, it starts out as a couple of nice comments on a post that are like, oh, it's a nice little confidence boost, to, oh, now they're in my DMs, like, demanding that I send nudes, or I'm a bitch. Like, that kind of thing. And so, for guys, it's the polar opposite. It's literally the polar opposite for most guys. Most guys who've ever received a compliment in their life from a woman that was from a stranger who is not part of their family, who is not like in any way socially obliged to compliment you. Like, anytime a woman who is a stranger compliments you as a guy, that is a permanently saved memory that will never fucking go away. It never goes away. Yep, stored in your brain forever. One of my most stored and maintained memories is the time that I was getting my teeth cleaned by the hygienist at the orthodontist, and she was looking down at my eyes, and she said I had pretty eyes. I was like 16, and she was like a 20-something-year-old like college graduate like dental hygienist, and she was very pretty. And that memory, holy shit. That's never going anywhere. That's going to that will be in my brain when I die. Like, when I'm laying in my deathbed, that's going to be one of those memories that helps me with the passing. She was 10 years older than you. Sounds like your type. More like 6 or 7. But yeah. Anyway, there's a couple other instances that's happened to me, like once or twice that's happened to me besides that. And every one of those memories is like a solid core memory in my mind. And the same thing is that statement is so commonly shared among dudes. Like, you will not find a guy who disagrees with the statement that they remember every unsolicited compliment a woman gave them on their appearance. You won't find a single guy, cis guy, who is straight that doesn't have that experience, right? And so with that in mind, there's a very, stark socialization difference between men and women in this respect. For women, unsolicited compliments can be a sign of danger, a sign of a threat. But for men, unsolicited comments are like a holy grail, a mythical event that, you hear about, but maybe it'll happen to you one day, and now it has, and holy shit, you'll remember this forever. A random woman complimented your appearance. And there is a double standard there, but it's a double standard informed by people's socialization, and it's not because we have some, woke societal, rules or whatever. It's that people, women just aren't, comfortable with it. Guys typically are. Guys are typically not made uncomfortable by memes like this, which is why it's socially acceptable for League of Legends to post this meme. But if it was a guy reaching into the screen to grab, Riven's thighs, it probably wouldn't be socially acceptable to post this, because League doesn't want to obviously be endorsing the sexualization of female characters, because the sexualization of women in real life oftentimes leads to some pretty serious problems, such as what TheQuartering has literally been banned from Magic the Gathering events for doing.
It was hot. Or even a real person's hot. Just don't be gross, okay? Don't, invade, don't, creep on them. The official League of Legends account tweets
this out. You learned that the hard way?
Does anyone have the technology to make this possible? And this is their official account. By the way, this is a company, Riot Games, okay, who makes League of Legends, I believe, who had all sorts of scandals about, frat boy type behavior. Okay.
What? No? Are you confusing Riot with Blizzard? I'm pretty sure Riot hasn't had any serious, scandals as of late. Is he confusing it with Blizzard? Because Riot, I don't think has any... They have had some serious scandals. I'm pretty sure they've had issues that any company would have, where there's been, employee misconduct that's had to be handled. But I don't think they had, Blizzard-tier sexual harassment issues. Not to mention, even if they had Blizzard-tier sexual harassment issues, or if we're even talking about Blizzard, where they had, the nightmare scenario that was going on, the right likes to use this as some kind of gotcha against progressive anything being present in the games that are made by those studios. Like, because there was a scandal where devs were being sexually harassed by predators at Riot or at Blizzard, who were then fired, that thus means that the devs who were the victims' work is bad. They try to frame it as if the people who are the predators at the company are responsible for the woke stuff, or the victims of the predation at the company should be like hypocrites for having woke stuff, as they call it in the games. Like, what is this logic?
Okay. They tweet out on their official account objectifying a man's abs. Okay. Now, again, I don't think there's any problem with this tweet.
Again, I don't care. I totally do not care. Dude, oh my God. Okay, we're going to take a quick detour from this because at some point we've got to react to this on stream. Is the Destiny and TheQuartering debate. After this debate, TheQuartering stopped doing debates. Like, just entirely. He stopped. They had a debate on, like, political violence. How much of this can I play without, like, massively inflating the length of this video to too much? I think it's worth seeing a bit of it, like how destroyed he gets. Oh, here's the peak of it.
Well, then why am I not banned?
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I think Twitch does have a bias. Don't you agree?
Then why have I been banned before?
What were you banned for before? The F-bomb, I think?
Yeah, and then I got I mentioned something about Cuban people and political violence or whatever because for a conversation with my mom, and then I made a joke about a friend about bombing like his family when we were playing League of Legends, and I got banned for that.
Well, that's pretty spicy. The R or N bombs are basically auto bans these days, I think, on Twitch. The other issue, I don't know. I know that I don't follow your many bans. I mean, I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you aren't banned, but hopefully you don't go in the streets and attack people. Just stick to making out with other dudes' girlfriends.
What? Okay.
I saw that clip going around. Why is this? What is happening?
I just like to, live my life.
Yeah, I get it. You're a single guy. Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How do you feel
All right,
about?
Wait,
what's the problem with agender robots in Apex Legends?
Agender robots.
Yeah. Why are you so mad about?
Well, this is a common. I mean, this is a common critique that I get, and I think it's fair. My problem is never in their existence. It's just in the way that it's marketed and used to, like, buy woke points. That's really all I ever critique on. I've never once said they shouldn't exist. I only have a problem with how shit's marketed or pandered. And
how should it be marketed? I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea it was an agender robot until I watched your video.
He's completely full of shit here. Like, when was like Starfield's pronoun system marketed to people as like an aspect of the game outside of right-wing commentators who found out about it somehow? Like,
yeah, and I mean, it doesn't matter to 99% of people that play the game.
Wait, then why does it matter enough for you to make like multiple videos on this stuff?
That's because what I do, man. What
Money.
do you do? You create content too.
About issues that I think
commercial.
I
Why
create
do cookies matter?
because cookies are good, but this is just my live stream. I mean, I put out like fucking 50 hours a week of live stream shit. But in terms of stuff that I upload to my YouTube, like usually I do things that I think matter. Like that's what I would make videos about, or things that I think are important to talk about. So I mean, like if you're gonna shit out like a constant stream of videos decrying the LGBT whatever fucking people in society, I think it would be reasonable for me to assume that, oh well, this person thinks this is a big deal. Are you telling me now that none of the videos you put on your channel are things you care much about?
Well, I don't think you'll find a single video in 1,000 videos where I talk about having a problem with LGBT people. I never have. I've never said that. I never.
now he calls all trans people and whatnot groomers now. He has radicalized a lot since this time. Back then he was doing much more mask on videos. Now he's far more mask off, which has played a large part in his downfall. But after this debate, he literally stopped doing debates and never did another one. He just does not talk with people about his positions that disagree with him anymore. He would get crushed. He would get utterly crushed and embarrassed. But of course, as I promised you all, as usual, here's TheQuartering pissing in his basement.
Nobody's been eliminated either. Get up!
He's drunk as shit. His wife is out getting pizza without him.
No!
If you listen, you can hear it. Yeah, his wife went out to get that meat lovers pizza. Have you shown the video of him literally admitting he just grifts to attract advertisers? Yeah, wait, can you show the video? He regularly admits it's a grift. Like, whenever he gets confronted on how triggered if you can just go at him about how triggered he is about this or that, he'll eventually get to, I don't care, I don't really care that much, I don't really care that much, and admit it's just for money. And then when you confront him on that and say, okay, so you just admitted you don't care and you just make this shit for money and you're a grifter, then he runs that back because he realizes he admitted he's a grifter and, you know, he doesn't want to be associated with that word because he uses it so much as an insult towards everybody because he projects. Someone linked that, though, where he admits to being a grifter. Well, here's him tweeting and admitting it. So this is after he's made like a couple hundred videos on the actress Brie Larson who plays Captain Marvel. Quote, Ree, stop posting Brie Larson, you're obsessed. Hey, I work for the entertainment of the viewer. Their feedback tells me what I should be covering. Guess what, whiners? I wasn't going to buy. Now you get another stupid Brie Larson video at 4 p.m. And, you know, to be fair, it was gaining him a lot of subs at the time. Not really working out for him now, though. Oh, here's a video. Well, this is a different Jeremy, actually. This is the other quartering.
Grifting ain't easy. Grifting ain't easy, but it's not. It's fun and it pays well. So, well, that's good.
That was probably clipped out of context, to be fair. Regardless, though, these guys are pathetic grifters, and it is funny they throw that around as an accusation. It's some pretty obvious projection, which is, you know, all the better for me to call out, right?